Most sellers start running PPC campaigns, see some clicks, maybe even a few sales, and then what? Nothing changes. Weeks go by, the ACoS stays high, the budgets keep draining, and before they know it, they are just throwing money at ads without knowing if it is working. That is because Amazon PPC is not just about setting up ads, it is about constantly optimizing them. If you are not actively managing and improving your campaigns, you are not running PPC. You are donating money to Amazon. But what does optimization actually looks like? That is exactly what I am going to show you today. My personal PPC optimization routine step by step. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what to check, where to make adjustments, and how to make sure your ad spend is working for you, not against you. Let's get started. Amazon PPC is not just about running ads, it is about getting the most out of every dollar you spend. If you are not optimizing, here is what is happening. You are wasting budget on irrelevant clicks, you are underbidding on profitable keywords and overbidding on weak ones. You are letting Amazon dictate where your money goes instead of controlling it yourself. And when that happens, your ACoS shoots up, your ROAS goes down, and your profits starts disappearing. Optimization is what separates profitable sellers from those who are just burning money. It is not about making drastic changes every day, it is about making smart, consistent improvements that adds up over the time. So let's break down the exact areas you need to focus on to make your PPC campaigns more profitable. Think of PPC optimization like fine-tuning an engine. You need to adjust multiple parts to get the best performance. It all comes down to 4 key areas. Number 1 is keyword performance optimization. Some keywords bring in sales, others just eat away. Identify which keywords are making you money and which are just burning it. Increase the bids on high converting keywords to get more visibility and lower the bids on low performing keywords to reduce wasted ad spend. Add negative keywords to stop paying for irrelevant searches. The second most important part is smart bidding adjustments. Your bid is not just a number, it decides whether you are overpaying or underbidding. Increase bids on profitable high converting keywords to capture more sales. Lower bids on keywords again with high ACoS and low conversion to improve efficiency. Pause the keywords that are not delivering results after enough data. With this, we are off to the number 3, which is budget and campaign structure optimization. A poor campaign structure can destroy your PPC performance. Allocate more budget to high performing campaigns and reduce spend on weak ones. Move winning keywords from auto campaigns into manual campaigns for more control, and test different bidding strategies, for example dynamic versus fixed bids to maximize efficiency. Number 4 is ad placement and targeting optimization. Where your ads appears affect how well it performs. Find out where your ads are showing top of search, product pages, or rest of search. Adjust placement bids to push budget towards the most profitable spots. And yes, improve your product listing, because if clicks are not converting, the issue might not be PPC, it might be your product page. Here is a pro tip for you. If all of your ads are getting clicks but no sales at all, do not assume PPC is the problem. Check your product pricing, reviews, and listing quality. Ads can bring traffic, but they cannot force people to buy. And now let's go through a simple step-by-step process to optimize your PPC campaigns. For that, let's jump onto my laptop screen. Okay, so now I have opened up the campaign manager. So first thing we see here is all the stats we already discussed in the last videos. For the optimization purposes, we have 2 options to optimize. So firstly, we can also optimize via bulk files that I have already covered very in detail with I guess 20 videos in the other series. But this time we will be optimizing using the targeting tab. So first thing is, let's go to targeting tab here. Once we are in here, the first thing I will do is let's adjust the date to what? Let's select the last 7 days, for example last Monday to Sunday. So sorry, not last Sunday to Monday, this one would be somewhere from 3 to 9th of the March. Okay, and here you will have all the stats. So firstly, we will start with the bid optimization, the first part we covered in the last chapter. So here you can see different targets and all the stats with the campaigns. So first thing is we will be looking at the ACoS orders and spend, but first let's apply some filters. So firstly, in the my favorite way is, let's apply the target active filter. We only need enabled targets here only. Campaign active status as well, we only need the active campaigns. Then the campaigns and ad group, no, we do not need this one. The next step would be, let's cancel it. The next step would be to apply the targeting type. For now I will just keep all. I will go through it step by step. Now with the clicks, this is very important. Firstly, I would like to go with clicks greater than 10. So now you can adjust these clicks based on what category you are in. For example, if your category is very competitive, the bids are very high and your conversion rates are very good, then you can adjust the clicks to maybe at least give a keyword 5 clicks before you optimize or de-optimize that. If you are in a huge category where the PPC is not very expensive and you have a lot of targets, then you can obviously give 10 to 15 clicks to one target before you optimize or lower the bids on that. So okay, here I have selected clicks greater than 10. So now I will divide my keywords into two parts: exact targets and then the non-exact targets. So the reason is, in the exact targets you can do 2-3 types of optimization. First one is if a keyword is not performing well in the exact match, or you can look at the placements to see if the placements are the issue. But in the phrase match you have 3 types of optimizations. The first one is obviously the bid adjustment and the placement adjustment, second one, and then lastly you can also do the negations on the campaign level. So I would also look at that. So firstly, let's optimize all of our exact status, exact keywords. So by exact I mean exact and product targets. So because product targets also include exact ASIN targeting. Okay, now I will not look at the categories for now. I will look at the different keywords here. And now I will sort this by clicks. That is already done. So this is showing me clicks highest to lowest. So firstly, let's skip the first two because those are categories. Then this one, the third keyword. Okay, this one has a lot of keyword clicks. This one is being targeted in exact match. So 287 clicks, just 6 orders. The ACoS is super high. So what I will do is I will simply check what my CPC is versus my bid. If my bid is less than my CPC, that means I probably have already optimized this previously. But because the ACoS is very high, then I would, first thing is I have to optimize this bid, because this is not yielding results. The ACoS is very high compared to the other keywords, as we can see, which are really performing well. So first thing I will do is I will open up the campaign for this keyword. Let's click the campaign name here and open up the campaign. Once you are in the campaign, the next step is to see what are the placements showing us. So for example, here we go with the placements. Let's see which of the placement is performing well, which are not performing well. So first thing I see is the major increase in the CPC is ACoS is with the product pages. So that means the product pages are not performing very well. However, the rest of search, yes, the ACoS still very high, but I would still want our products to show on rest of search. So here I will keep the rest of search placement modifier at 15%, because rest of search is performing fair enough, but the CPC is 0.87. Ideally I would want this CPC of 0.87 to be around 0.7, so that once the CPC is lowered, then my ACoS will also start decreasing from 48 or 49%. Now I will get back here. This was the first target here, and then what I will do is I will decrease its bid. So because 0.66 plus 15%, it is still above I believe 0.71. So I would want this CPC to be around 0.71. So let's quickly calculate it. Okay, let's calculate 0.66 plus 15%. Okay, 0.76 around. So I would want this to be around because 0.71. So I would what I would do is 0.59 plus 15%. Let's see what does it shows. Okay, 0.67. So I would ideally, because my target is to lower the bid from 0.8 to 0.7, so I would decrease its bid. I will keep the multiplier at 15%, but I will be decreasing the bid at 0.66 to 0.59 or 0.6061. Okay, fair enough. I have already optimized this bid. Now I will again check the next week this specific target, because the ACoS is over 100%. So I will check again next week how this target is performing, and if this target again shows the same trend, low ACoS, then I would decrease the bid at around 0.1, 0.2 if you follow this strategy, or otherwise you can also pause this campaign for the moment. But normally I go with the lowering the bid where it do not get more clicks. Now let's quickly check other ACoS. But firstly, you can also divide it into the two parts. I have shown you one exact optimization basics. Now with all these basics, we will cover all the other exact campaigns. Okay, first now, because this one is already in the exact and product targeting, we will filter by the ACoS first. So I will apply the filter. I will consider anything above my break-even ACoS or break-even profitability as a negative spend. So I will want to optimize or lower the budget on that. So I would firstly, because my PPC or profitability is around 35%, so I would still give it a 5% margin. I would mark this as greater than 40% as a bad. So now these are the few keywords that are not performing really well. So what I will do, because these are directly the exact, I will deep dive into the placement modifiers. If any of the placement is not performing well, I would lower the budget on that or bids for those placements by decreasing the placement modifier. If all the placements are not performing well, what I will do is I will bulk action. I would adjust bid, set bid to or decrease bid by percentage. I would start decreasing bids on these targets by 10 to 15% maximum. So this way the bids will start decreasing, and our ACoS will again come down for the exact targets. And now also do not decrease the bids or do not apply optimization very aggressively. For example, do not change the bids by 50%, 60%, because for example, these keywords 43%, 41%, these are just around the profitability or break-even margin. So we do not want to aggressively push down these. So what I will do is I will decrease the bids by 10%, decrease bids by percent, and I will decrease these by 10%. Okay, now these exact ones are optimized, but surely I will also take a look at the placement modifiers if those are performing well or not. But because I know this account very well, so I can make those changes quickly. Now the second step is okay, so first ACoS above 40%, that is all done. We have already optimized those. Now you can also break it down into further parts. For example, ACoS greater than 70, you can decrease the bids by 20% probably. You can also decrease the bids by 30% for anything above 100% or something, some criteria like that. Now with the gray area where ACoS is 30 to 40%, which is just not profitable, not into the negation as well, we will not change anything. But here the next step is to improve or increase the bids on the targets that are just performing well. So ACoS less than, I will apply 30 or 31%. I will apply it. So now these are the targets that are performing really well. So for example, you can see 15%, a lot of sales for at the 30%, 27%. So I would want these to scale up and get more traction. So now again, very important thing is you compare your CPCs versus bids for good performing keywords as well. For example, if your bid is if your current bid is 1.01 and your CPC for the last 7 days is 0.81, 0.82 or 0.7, then that means you are already bidding quite aggressively and you do not have to increase the bids on this target. But for example, in this case, Our CPC is 0.54, but our bid is 0.47. So surely we would want this to increase. We would want to increase the bid. Obviously the placement modifiers are also working on this campaign, I know well, but still with the placement modifiers I would want the bids to be a bit on the higher end. For example 0.5, because and then you can also look at the ACoS as well. For example, if it is 30%, okay, then not a lot of profit, not a lot of negative margin from here, so I would just increase the minor bids here. Again the same formula applies. I do not increase rapidly, just slow increase your bids. Again for the second one as well, I would like this to be increased by not 10 cents, by 5 cents. Now with the third one, okay, fair enough. Let's see the ACoS as well. 26%, 23 and 16. So next three are really profitable, so I would want these to be increased a bit. 0.89. Now this one we are already bidding more than what our CPC is, and quite more than what our CPC is, 15 cents higher, so no adjustment needed here. This one, because the ACoS is 16.27%, I would want some more clicks on this one. Spicy enough. 0.81 I will set the bid for this one. Now you will do the same exercise for the rest of the keywords. Make sure you are increasing the bids for high performing keywords at least bi-weekly, or maybe after 3 weeks, somewhere around that. Okay, now with these two we have already optimized the low performing and high performing keywords within the exact match. But wait, we have just covered all the keywords with some ACoS, but there will be some keywords that with the clicks greater than, for example, your criteria and then the orders equals to 0. Those are the silent profit killers and eats up a lot of budget. So what I will do is I would like to change the filter from here. I will remove this ACoS filter and I will set the orders. Set the orders equals to 0. Okay, now these are a lot of keywords. For example, if you check the spend in the last 7 days, we have spent $137 on these 0 order clicks, and those have zero order targets, and those have a lot of clicks as well. For example, the first one, a lot of clicks, so I would ideally want these to lower the CPC. Again, very important, you compare the CPC versus bid before making any change. For example, this one 0.21, we have already optimized these, so no further action is needed for these targets. And again this one as well we have already optimized. Now what I will do, because these are exact targets, I will again go into each campaign, look at the placements, if any of the placement is not performing well. But wait, obviously there are no orders from these clicks, so none of the placement is performing well. So what I will do is, for example, for the first one, because we have 42 clicks, no order, I would lower this bid straight away, and I also know that this first keyword is not performing well for a while, so I will change it to 0.21. For the keywords, you see that coming up the very first week, not a lot of data. You can lower the bids by 10 cents or 30-40% or 30% maximum if the clicks are really high. If the clicks are low, for example these last ones, I would not make much changes here. But also during the optimization of 0 clicks, it is suggested that every month you do this exercise, change it to lifetime, and then see which clicks are which targets are getting clicks but no orders at all. For example, these targets, now we have long-term data for these, that okay, these are the targets that miss usually in your weekly optimization. For example, this first one may get 2-3 clicks every week, so we skip this in our weekly optimization because we have already applied the filter clicks greater than 10. But over the time it compiles up and start getting a lot of wasted ad budget. For example, this one $318, and you can see the spend increasing in the last month because we launched a lot of new keywords last week. Okay, now with this one I would like to, for example, for first 3 or at least 4, I would like to lower my bids. Okay, but wait, we have already lowered the bids 0.21. This is our standard bid. for anything not performing well. So make sure you choose one bid that you want to set. So you can obviously straight away, if you look at 0.21, you know it is not performing well, so that is why we have already added this bid. And if you look at these other targets, you will see that a lot of bids are 0.21 already. Those are not 0.21. For example, this one, let's make it 0.21 as well. Okay, cool. This way we have already optimized the exact and product targets. Now let's move into the phrase, broad, and auto, all those targets. So okay, now with here what you will see is again we will first optimize the clicks greater than 10 and order equal to 0, because we have already that filter applied. Now I would here with the phrase and broad match, before lowering the bids, I would like to give it some more room for the clicks. For example, if I am setting the exact clicks at 10, probably for the phrase and broad I would set it to 20, because then there will be different search terms, and because we also optimize based on the negations, so we do a lot of negations. So there is high chance that for example, this first keyword yielding 8 different search terms, and only one of those is not performing well. That does not mean that we will lower our budget or spend on all of other search terms. So because the clicks are less than 17, that is why I would not make any changes. If some clicks have some targets have a lot of keyword clicks, for example 20, 30, then I would probably think of lowering the bids. But majorly our optimization for phrase and broad goes via negative targeting, and we control a lot of wasted spend there instead of just lowering the bids. Now let's move forward. Let's change the date range to last week, as we were doing previously. And here you can see, for example, this first one, okay, this one is 24 clicks, not a lot bid difference, like exactly CPC is equals to our bid. We will want to check, we will open up the campaign and then see how the negations are working. For example, I will open up this first one because this have just 0 orders. I will check if we have a specific outlier keyword that is not performing well, then I will negate it. If I found that there is no keyword that is performing bad, it is just the overall search terms that are not performing well, then I will decrease the bid by 5-7% around that. Let's open up the ad group, go to search terms, let's select the last, keep it last 7 days. And here you can see, okay, this first one has 6 clicks, but okay, that means overall these are just minor keywords that are just compiling up. That means this keyword is not bringing in a lot of relevant traffic. So but first I will also look at the last 65 days, and now you can see this first one, 45 clicks, just 1 order. Our ACoS is 42%, so that is why we have already optimized this one. Again, for the next ones as well, we have majorly done the optimization on those keywords. For example, this one, 10 clicks, no order, I will add it as a negative exact. So I will not make a lot of bid changes to the first target, because we see there are a lot of negative keywords we are doing. Now moving to the next thing, let's move the orders equals to 0, and again we will apply those 2 filters, greater than ACoS greater than 40. We will see these targets. Now these are the targets that have a lot of high ACoS, not very high, in the most cases around 46-50. We are still fine with those, but let's quickly check the first campaign. So to optimize the phrase broad auto campaigns, what we will be doing is we will first check the CPC versus bid. What is the bid? So let's check that. Okay, our CPC is 0.59, our bid is 0.51. So probably again some of the placement modifiers working in here as well. If the CPC is higher than our bid, that means we cannot do much of the optimization in terms of the CPC, but we can surely look at the other 2 parts, that is the placement modifiers and then the negations. Okay, let's quickly open up the other campaign where it goes. Let's quickly check the bid adjustment. Now okay, fair enough, the rest of search is the one, and the top of search, both are not performing well. Actually all 3 do not have enough data to see. and this one is coming from the last 65 days as well. So probably overall nothing wrong with any of the placement, but overall the issue seems to be in the negative keywords. Let's quickly check. Okay, we haven't let's quickly open the ad group, go to search terms, and here again let's apply the same date range of the last week. Let's see which of the search terms were not performing well. Let's sort by the clicks Z2A. Okay, no, the first one only. The first one is the issue, the 53 clicks, 2 orders at the very higher cost. So because we have already done the negative keywords here, that means probably this was the only search term that was bringing in the high ACoS. The other ones still very low clicks. Let's quickly check last 65 days as well, so that if we have anything here, no, nothing major here. So overall we have already previously optimized this campaign by negating the this search term. And then you will also do same for the rest of the campaigns. You will check the CPC versus bid. If the bid is quite higher than the CPC, then probably we can bring it down, and then obviously it depends on the how many clicks you are getting, what is the ACoS as well. But these are the optimization we work around in terms of exact optimization versus the phrase, broad, and auto optimizations. Okay, so you now have all the knowledge about Amazon PPC basics. This is not just about making huge changes all at once. It is about making small calculated improvements that builds up over the time. So normally I would suggest you to look at the optimizations every 7 days in terms of the weekly optimization, optimize the bids here and there, check the placements, do the negations, harvest good converting search terms, and create the exact phrase matches on those, and adjust your budgets, campaign budgets every 2 weeks. I guess we missed the budgets in this video, but let's quickly cover those as well. Look at the budgets. What I will do is I will go into the budgets tab on my campaign manager again. I would okay, so now I would apply the filter as last 7 days. Active status I will still keep at campaigns that were enabled, and then you can see here, you can see the ACoS which probably is not average time in budget, sorry. So I would like to sort this by Z2A, and then you can see all the campaigns that are in budget. Now see all the 99% we are in budget. So let's check the next page, or you can also apply the filters. Filter by estimated average time in budget less than 100%. Okay, there is only this one campaign with really good ACoS, 28.54%. So this one probably went out of stock somewhere this week, but budget we have already increased to $200. Let's quickly check how much we have spent in the last 15-14 days. Let's quickly check the last week. Okay, fair enough. Let's quickly check the, okay, again 98%. So probably I would, because we have just spent that $700, so we already increased the budget for this one. But if you see some of the campaigns whose average time in budget is lower than the 100%, then you probably need to increase the budget for that campaign. So that is how you optimize your Amazon PPC campaigns to reduce wasted spend and improve your profitability. Here is my challenge for you. Check your PPC campaigns today, adjust at least one underperforming keyword and add 5 negative keywords. Small optimizations add up over time. Follow this video and optimize your PPC accordingly. And do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell, because next week we are diving into the Mastering Amazon PPC reports, how to use Excel to analyze your search term reports, finding winning keywords, and spot hidden money wasters in your campaigns. Stay focused, keep pushing forward, and I will see you in the next video.